Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you a 16th note pattern exercise that I've written out for you to help develop your understanding of 16th notes and the different ways and variations you can play this grouping. Now, for those of you that don't know what a standard 16th note pattern is, all it is a grouping of 16 notes in a measure. So if we count just quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 16th notes are 12 more notes added to that measure. So every quarter note gets 4 notes, and you would count it like this: 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Now for the exercise that I've written out, I've taken notes out of the 16th note pattern. And this is a way of showing the different ways, by taking notes out, it creates a different feel and a different sound to a standard 16th note pattern. Now I have 3 different variations. Now the pattern that I've written out, it's the same in all 3 different variations. The only difference is where I placed accents on the pattern. And I'll play you that pattern right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4, and a 1. Now if you notice with that pattern, I've taken notes out of the 16th note pattern. It's not just 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And that's the point, is to show you the different variations and the ways you can play it. And what a lot of people do with this is they tend to go right, left, right, left, right, left, which is, since there's notes been taken out, that's not what we want to do here. Because when you're playing a 16th note pattern just straight with all the notes there, if you start your right hand on 1, your right hand's going to play 2, 3, and 4. And also all the ands, and your left hand is going to play the e's and the uhs. And since with this there's been notes taken out, take for example quarter note 1 going into quarter note 2, the pattern is 1 E and no it's a rest on then we go straight into 2. Now a lot of people would go 1 E and 2 with their left hand. That's not what we want. We want 1 E and 2, because our left hand would have played that note. So you want to make sure that when you're playing this, you're conscious of what your hands are doing and which notes they're playing. So if you start with your right hand, the quarter notes and the ands are played with the right, and you start with your left, and the e's and the uhs are played with your left. If you start with the left hand, it's the exact opposite. Now I'm going to play you variation number 1 with the accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4. Now left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4. Very simple. It's just, if you notice, the quarter notes are what's being accented. Now I'm going to have in the description box below, there's going to be a link to the actual written out exercise, so you can look at it and read it, and that way you don't have to watch this and memorize it. Now I'm going to play you variation number 2, starting with my right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E, 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, 3 E and a 4. Now with my left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E, 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, 3 E and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, and a 4, and a 1 E and 2 E, E and a 4. see that one's a little bit more tricky. And it's very important that you make sure to do this with both your right and your left hand. So you want to start with your right, and you also want to do it with your left. So this is the written out pattern, all three different variations. The first one being variation number 1, the second one variation number 2, and the third one is variation number 3. Variation number 1 is, you can see all the quarter notes are accented. Pretty simple there. If we look at variation number 2, that's where it gets a little bit more tricky, as we can see. And how you would count this is 1E and 2E, 3E and a 4 and a 1, and then the same all the way through. Now if we see right here on variation number 2, the and of 1, the E and of 2, and the and of 4 what are accented. So if we're starting with our right hand, the and of 1 is a right hand, E and of 2 are left hand, and the and of 4 is a right hand, and the of 4 is a left hand. Now I'll play variation number 3 with my right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1E and 2E, a 3E and a 4, and a 1E and 2E, a 3E and a 4, and a 1E and 2E, a 3E and a 4. Now I'm going to play it for you with my left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1E and 2E, a 3E and a 4, and a 1E and 2E, a 3E and a 4, and a 1E and 2E, a 3E and a 4. Now if we look at variation number 3, the and of 1 is accented, the E and of 3 is accented, and the quarter note of 4 and the of 4 is accented. So if we're starting with our right hand, the and of 1 is right hand, the E and of 3 are left hand, quarter note of 4 is a right hand, and the of 4 is a left hand. And of course, if you're starting with your left hand, everything's the opposite. And that's pretty much it. Once you get these 3 down, you know, this is going to really help you a lot with understanding 16th notes, how you can play them, different ways you can play them by taking notes out. And it'll be good to, once you get this down on a pad or on your snare drum, you can take it to the rest of the kit, you know, do like tom fills with it, different toms, tom and snare. You can do it with the cymbals. You can do this for a hi-hat pattern too. I mean, you can do unlimited stuff with just this little written out pattern and the different accents. And also, if you're getting real creative with it, you know, write out your own accents, you know, or move stuff around. That's the whole point of this. So I hope you enjoyed this.